One thing I learned very quickly about myself as a young adult is how quickly my mind becomes occupied and how anxious I become. I like things to be organized, but the problem is when there is too much structure, I become anxious, and when there is no structure, I become overwhelmed. It has been a really big struggle for me trying to navigate working in a space that is very fast paced, like AI and technology in general, and also being a writer where I struggle a lot with perfection. I know there are lots of people like me, and organizing my thoughts is one of my biggest struggles. I just do not know what to do when I have so many things to do. For me, it feels like constantly trying to manage noise in your head while trying to just go through a day and survive. And the problem is that a lot of AI tools that I turn to help me organize myself, they most times assume that my problem is structure. But like I said, even when there's structure, I still feel anxious because I don't know where to start from. So what I did was I started looking for, AI productivity tools that can actually understand me for who I am as a person, as someone that gets easily confused, overwhelmed, and always feels like crying. So now when I look for AI productivity tools, I make sure that I check if they have these three qualities. Number one, does it reduce cognitive strain? Number two, does it understand emotional context? And number three, does it support how humans actually think? So basically, I'm less interested in what they can do and more about how they interact. And that's why when I came across this specific tool called Mindy, I had to put it through these three tests. Is it going to meet it? Well, let's see. So just a quick backstory about the product. So Mindy is part of an ecosystem called MINDYCORE. So MINDYCORE is the parent company and MINDYMINDS is the AI lab, while Mindy is the AI chatbot experience. So I'll be calling Mindy, which is the chatbot that I'm going to be interacting with. So one of the first things I noticed immediately about Mindy is the fact that it has different conversational personalities. And I think this feature is actually to make the tool feel like chatting with different friends based on how you're feeling the moment. Because all the time that I've used it, depending on how my questions were or how I approached it, I felt like I was talking to a different person, which is actually nice. So yeah, let's see how this tool works. So to use Mindy, you have to go to hellomindy@mindycore.com and immediately you would see this beautiful interface. Permit me to say it's beautiful, for lack of a better word. I immediately liked it. It has two language options, English and Spanish, but I'm using English because that's what I'm familiar with. And it has a tutorial just basically pointing out what you can do with it and what you stand to gain. You can share files, you can export. So I've tried using Mindy on both my phone and my laptop and it was compatible with both. So yes, you can use Mindy on different devices. So I'm ready to chat. Let's go. I'm just going to skip welcome and immediately, hey dear beautiful soul. I don't know if this is normal. For me, this is the first time. I think the best word that captures it is it sounds empathetic. So you can either brainstorm ideas, summarize text. These are just sample use cases. And I like that I can record with my voice because sometimes when you're ranting, you just want to put it out there. You don't want to have to start typing. So that's something I also appreciate about the tool. So I have a very long week. So I'm going to just see how it's going to tackle that. So I shared updates on what my week would be like with my meetings and video shoots to Mindy. That's loaded. Oh friend, that sounds like a seriously heavy week to carry. It is completely understandable to feel. I would say the tone is really nice, like the conversational tone is really nice. So the first thing I need to tackle is my articles. So one thing I also notice is it likes to ask you how you're going to do something instead of telling you how you're going to do it. And that ties back to what I said earlier about the fact that many AI tools assume that you already have clarity and then it does go ahead to give you structure on how to execute. But sometimes you don't have clarity and you need someone to help you get to that place. And I think that's something that Mindy has done well so far. So the only tiny observation that I made while using it is the fact that sometimes it switches to Spanish. But I would say since it just came out, I can understand the little mishaps. I believe it will get better with more versions. But what I just do is to call Mindy's attention back to the fact that I do not speak Spanish. I mean, this is pretty basic for now, but like I said, I like the interaction vibes and it passed my 3 questions check mark. So it actually reduces cognitive strain. It actually responds to your emotional context and it reacts in a way that feels like it is thinking alongside you. So I have to give that to the tool. I put Mindy to the test again, asking it to help me create a LinkedIn post on an AI architecture called Mixture of Experts, and it actually did a good job. I plan to continue using it, testing it, and seeing how I can use it more to improve my workflow. After testing Mindy, these are the set of people I think it would be perfect for. So if you're like someone that experiences mental overload before taking action, or you're someone that prefers an AI tool that feels collaborative instead of directive, then Mindy will be perfect for you. It's also important for me to state once again that this is an early stage product, so this is obviously not going to be its final form. So if you decide to explore Mindy for yourself, don't forget to share with me how the experience was like, what did you like about it, and what's your feedback. If you enjoyed this review, tell me what other AI productivity tool you're using, and I'm going to try it out and tell you what I think. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on AI concept, tools, and jargon. Bye guys!